All right, what is going on, guys? It's Mike here. I'm here with a 2011 Genesis 4.6, the Tau V8. Four-door, rear-wheel drive sedan. This video is going to be about me replacing rear shocks on this car. I've been looking all over YouTube myself because I had to fix this car for my dad, and nobody out there has made a video on the 11 4.6s. Everybody's doing it on the Genesis coupes. So today, I'm filming, working on the 2011 Genesis 4.6, the sedan, doing rear shocks. Now, I know this car is going to look a little crusty. It's got 164,000 miles on it. First thing you want to do, make sure you chock your front wheels since you're going to be lifting up the car from the back. Now, I'm in the hood. I'm using a pair of bricks for the front wheels to chock it. Make sure you got something to chock those wheels, keep the car from moving. These are the tools I'm using to work on this car today. So you're gonna have, this is just an Amazon special impact gun. You can use the breaker bar to break your lugs loose. You're gonna need a 21mm socket for your lugs. You're gonna need a 19mm socket for your bottom shock bolt. And then for your two top shock bolts, you're gonna need a 14mm. I'm just using a pick to pop off the wheel cap. You can use a flathead screwdriver or a dedicated trim pop tool. It's all up to you. Little side note, if you're popping your center cap off and this spring ever comes off from behind these tabs, it's really straightforward to do. Just make sure that all of these are behind the tabs on this spring, not in front of the tabs. Otherwise, this will not go back on. All right, so one of my lugs was already loose, but in this case, as you can see, the tire shop has decided to put 4,000 Ugga-Duggas into these lug nuts. So I'm gonna have to switch from the impact with the 21mm socket to the, I didn't ask for you to come off. You're coming off whether you like it or not. This is a 25-inch Harbor Freight breaker bar, 1/2-inch drive, works like a charm. All right, I'm gonna have to two-hand this. So I'm gonna set y'all down for a sec. So I've already done the passenger side shock. The video here is going to be on the driver's side. It's literally the same but mirrored. So your 19mm bolt, it's going to be down here. There is a decent amount of space to get it. I recommend using a 1/2-inch drive ratchet, 6-inch extension, and your 19mm socket. So that way it puts you out behind, as I'm hitting stuff, because I'm doing this one-handed, puts you out behind the spring. Now this part here, unfortunately, you have to crawl under if you're on the ground like I am, and you're gonna have to pull down hard on this 1/2-inch drive ratchet, but it will break loose. I wanna say the torque feels like about 70 foot-pounds that you're having to put into it to get this thing loose. All right, after about 5 minutes of letting some PP blaster sit on here and having to two-hand this ratchet from underneath the car here, there's about as much space as I got, finally able to break this 19mm loose. Only reason I didn't film the actual process of breaking it loose itself, I don't think you guys want to hear me grunting the whole time on camera, because this thing, like I said, it's not the best angle when you're not on a lift. Because believe you me, if you're doing this on a lift, you're gonna have a whole lot easier time. So I'm gonna pick the camera back up when I go to zip the 14mm out up top. And yeah, I'll catch you in a sec. All right, got that 19mm out the bottom. Now it's just a matter of getting these two 14mm up top. All right, I'm gonna have to put the camera down for this. Shot of this. I'm gonna scratch up my screen doing this, but I don't care. I'm trying to film it for you guys. All right. That's bolt number 1. As long as I can actually zip it out of here. All right, after finagling that front bolt out, because this side's much tighter to get through than the other side. Now, you're just gonna wanna pull this right out. I am one-handing this for the camera. Might help if I squeeze this down a little bit. There we go. Now we're out. And as Chris Fix would say, out with the old and in with the new. Now for me, it's easier for me to get this bottom 19 mil in, thread it a little bit just to get it started, then do these top 14s. If you're curious on the method to get these bolts up in here, this is a little 3-inch extension that I have from my hand tool kit and a 6-inch extension with 14 mil. Get up in there on the bolt like so. And you just get it threaded in by hand until you can get your ratchet or your impact on here to zip it the rest of the way up. After many, many mind-numbing turns with a tight arc swing, because this ride height sensor here doesn't allow you to get an impact in to zip it in real quick. Finally got this thing torqued. All right, now we zip the wheel back on, as if I can actually get on the threads. Always torque your lugs in a star pad. I'm just doing this quick zip just to get it on. Once it's on the ground, I'll torque these. All right, now we're gonna put our center cap back on. These center caps can only go one way. This little notch here for you to take this thing off always has to face your valve stem. Just pops on though, like so. One-handing this is not ideal because I'm doing this for the camera. Just like that. All right, that was doing rear shocks on a 2011 Genesis 4.6. This car, it's really not that hard to do. It's just that very few resources are out there for videos for the DIY guy out there, or gal, or they, them. It's 2025. You never know. Anyways, this has been Mike. Hope y'all have a wonderful day.